Hello, welcome to Tech Ascent, the podcast where we dive into the trends, strategies, and success stories that are reshaping the tech landscape as we know it today. I'm your host, Oliver Clingain. I'm also the founder of Ascenxion, the premier biz development partner within tech. Today, joined by Madhu Basu, the founder and CEO of Unnanu. Madhu, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Oliver. Thanks for scheduling this call.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Would you mind telling the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do with Unnanu?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to be present in this podcast. I've done a few before. Unnanu is my fifth company. I built the businesses before. I've got three companies here in Austin running right now. Uh, all of them are on IT side of it. Unnanu is I would hope it is my last company. I want to take it really big and retire. So it's enterprise AI search. We are in the backend search. We have one competitor we are going after in the search space. Very commonly used now. You see it. All the big companies talk about search. Pretty much we are enterprise. So means private data search, not a public data.
Awesome. Very cool. And this being your fifth company, what'd you see in the market that made you want to start this one and kick it off?
If I go back, I started my first company in 1998. Sold it in 8 months. Came to US. Started, three more in Austin. I have operation team in India. Runs most of our operation team. Most of my companies are complement each other. I take a problem from one company, start another one. So Unnanu has born out of pain point from recruiting hiring industry. So how do you matchmake a talent to a job? So the current systems are pretty much keyword based. They tag if you have a keyword in resume. so so people kind of found out how to pick it up and get selected. The ATS fails miserably. So that's where the problem started. With my tech background, I looked at more holistic way. What exactly not able to find the information. It exists, but we can't find it because the keyword is the deceiving and it will get you something you don't want to see it. So that's the problem. I took it and kind of patented it. We have three patents on it. Pending. One is we're going to file the non-provisional this year. I have a great team working on. We want to solve enterprise search through KPIs and value driven. Means if you have a search component drives a value for your business, you need our technology. That's simple it is. Because that's where we bring the value to the search. Yeah, you have a search there, you got to have it. A lot of website has search on that there. Is that a value driven search or you wanted it for a fancy? So when you create a search button, for whom, why you have it, what they're getting out of it. Those are the three elements we derive, and we create a KPIs on both sides, from the customer side and the provider side. What is their KPIs look like, and derive the search. And we are more intent based, non-keywords, more a catalog. So all the search technology on the market right now, linear, means you're talking about semantic, vector, embeddings, and also graph and RAG. All these are index-based search. We kind of a different, we call it as triangular search.
Very cool. Very cool. It sounds like you're providing real value because, like you said, a lot of websites they'll have the search function on there, but it might just be a nice to have. It might just be there to be fancy, but
Yeah,
you can provide true value nowadays.
yeah. At the end of the day, that's what search is for. Give me what I have. I'm not generating. I think we have in a confusion state of search. People forget search is for to find, not to generate. I think we got confused more on that with LLMs, large language models, ChatGPT. All these are generative models. They can generate anything what they have learned from it. That is what you want, or you want to give me what you're looking at. the
Hmm.
document or content, whatever it is. Don't tamper it.
Yeah, yeah. And with the influx of a lot of assumptions being made by prospects, consumers around AI, they're instantly linked to ChatGPT. Maybe they don't understand the full back end of it. Has that made growing the business? Has that made it easier? Has it made it more challenging? How has that impacted the landscape?
I think the way we are trying to operate is going to be a unicorn space is very unique. The chat GPT is a tool for the user. It's never been a tool for enterprise because enterprise looks at their data inward, not outward. So
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about enterprise or how any company can be successful looking at inward. What is my data tells me, not what world tells me. That's going to be deceiving and it's going to be distracting for you.
Mm-hmm.
They always say, look at your competitors. Why do you need a competitors? Let be themselves, let be yourself. So you create a market for yourself, and everybody has a cup of tea to create that market. I think we are over exaggerated and looking at the world, what is out there. And one of the fundamental logic people miss is all the public data models, AI models are trained on 20% of data. So we are missing a point here. Your 80% of data sits with private enterprises. So there is nothing you can bring these models can tell what is business needs to drive off. So you have to build it inward. That's where we roll out. Our enterprise is more specific to customer driven, what they're delivering, whom they're delivering, what they're getting out of it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. And Madhu, as you're building Unnanu, do you feel there's a gap in the market around that consumer awareness, around the consumer education about that sort of stuff?
That's going to be there. I think we are talking tech versus business. A consumer never going to know. They will fall for low hanging fruit. I think we are all fallen for Google for a long time. Um, Google search is the only search that was available and is pushed into our throats of the keywords, right? It's what, and they marketed why the Transformers was there from 2007, why they did not innovate this, right? Why they kill their own arms, they're making money out of it. So the search has been always used to manipulate the user base. I think the generation, people like your age, are more smart and more know has a less time to spend and dig. Our generation, we used to spend and we spend hours of time in searching, finding the right one. Now the generation is changing. They have a very less time to go to what they wanted. If your consumer is so less spent on the search, if you don't deliver, you're losing. There was a study run recently, Gartner. There is a $300 billion loss of search capability because of user abandonment. So you're talking about huge loss for e-commerce alone. We're talking one industry, so much business loss because your search sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You can manipulate all you want. I think Amazon is feeling the heat as well right now because you are how much you can push your product through the channels, but still people are getting smarter how to use it.
Right.
If you don't in that race, you get too comfortable with your technologies or your market share, you will fall one day. I think everybody has a right to get to this level. I think with the AI, things are changing. If you don't change, you're going to fall
Mm-hmm.
because I can learn more if I adopt AI in our own enterprise. I can learn more about my own data and I can treat my customers or users more effectively and provide a value and it grows my business. That's a very simple. All these days we didn't have that. I think we have over relied on what technology tells us. We did it. Now technology on our fingertips, information is on our fingertips. We just need to use it in the right way.
100%. 100%. And I can see it 100%. The landscape is definitely due for a big shift for some of these these top companies if they aren't going to adopt fast enough.
Yeah, see, I saw a post yesterday. Microsoft is laying off all the AI division. Around 5,000 people are laid off in AI. Are you talking about laying off their own AI division? What does that mean? Big corporation doesn't need these many people. Nobody needs it. I think we are getting into that creativity jobs where I think there is a big play at the small business, the middle or enterprise level business to attract more good talent to innovate. Use the right tools. You don't need to change your business process. You don't need to give up your data. You don't need any large language model to solve your business problem. I think what needs is you can use as a tool, as a user can use it. Okay, correct me my language, write a letter, whatever, right? Or put together something. It will do amazing job. Before you used to give it to the department to make those templates. Now a lot of administrative tasks or activities become simplified because of AI, LLMs. No doubt about it. Is they are speeding up the process? Absolutely, they are speeding up in a lightning speed. What is missing is the adaptation of AI within the enterprise data is missing. That is a scary business. That people are scared a little bit. Oh, do we need to adopt? They are confused how to use it. I think because there is no much knowledge base there. How to use your AI into enterprise is less knowledge. Now you are being bombarded with all these fancy models from outside telling you, oh, you need to use copilots, you need to use agent, wait a minute, what is my plumbing problem? What agent I need to use? So you got to step back and look at the problem very granular level and see what I need to do with it. Don't rock the boat. It's just it's not the wise thing to do for enterprise. I think there is a huge opportunity here with AI to optimize the business process or find out something you never able to discover with your own data.
For sure.
I think with the custom models or something you built in homegrown.
And with this big influx of kind of AI talk, Madhu, in the space across all these companies, is there one common theme that you keep seeing that you kind of either completely disagree with, or on the flip side, a common misconception that you may even agree with?
I feel like everything can be solved through Gen AI. I'm kind of 50-50 limbo. It doesn't solve anything. It gives you information. It can generate something. You agree, you disagree. There is no proof checking. So, like how we're talking, we are kind of talking to there is no proof check of what we are talking. We're just coming out of our brains. Same thing with LLM models. I've learned something in my previous life. I'm spelling out. That's what the models are doing it. I think that's where the confusion is. People think the models can solve your business problem. They're going too quickly, too early. I think it's going to be there because you're putting your stuff into public. Most of the models are now learning at the same time when they are providing you. Let us say you upload a document to model. That document is not yours anymore. It's a public document. And there is a lot of awareness missing. And there is no controls. I think people are all talking about governance and all that, but there is nothing. We used to have safe deposit or whatever we called as data repositories. If somebody in our organization uploading your Excel to model, that's where the data is public. Is that helpful? Maybe, it may not be to the competitors, but it is out there. Its models are learned your data. Is that what you want for a business? If you ask me as a business owner, no. I want my business to help me to grow. Why I give it to the public to everybody can grow. That's my data. I think that's where the awareness is missing. I think the dust is settling down. People are coming to the ground and realizing how well the AI can be used, and it is really, this is opportunity if you use it well. I think you can conquer so much insight from your own organization you never even thought about seeing it.
100%. And as that awareness grows, as the dust settles down, is there any predictions that you have that the AI industry might disagree with you on?
No, I think there are scholars have their own viewpoints. Everybody has a viewpoints, and we can disagree with it. I think technology is changing as we speak. It's changing in a rapid pace. But it's up to the organizations how do you adopt and implement within the house, right? It's just you can go certain things outwards, you can go something inwards. Um, some of the solutions can use models from public. Some of the models you got to build it in house, or maybe have help a companies like implement solutions which rolls into your hardware or your infrastructure or your cloud solution, that you have a confidence that, okay, my data is here, my controls, my technology is all in house, I have no need to worry about.
So, Madhu, we'll switch lanes here for just a second. We've talked a lot about AI. You're obviously on your fifth company as an entrepreneur now. Bringing it back a little bit, is there one skill you wished you had developed over your career as an entrepreneur a little earlier? Something that really kind of switched the light on, so to say, for you?
I think the salesman, I came from India, right? I'm more tech background. I've run the companies. uh, Most of the companies are organic growth. I'm learning now what is missing to scale up is you need a marketing sales team really, really intact. Or you are a co-founder, somebody need to have that skill set. I think I lack that. I've learned a lot last couple of years. Space. How beautiful car, how great car you have in garage, you don't have a driver, is not going to do anything good. So we are a tech people. We create technology and solutions, but you got to take it to the customer. You got to you got to do that. I think that's where I'm missing. I wish. I think it's a. I didn't go to school here, so there are a lot of things you'll miss when you don't. How do you're marketing to the culture you're not used to, right?
Hmm.
It takes a time to understand. It took some time to get to that. I think now I'm much better than what I was, but learning is never ending. Whatever skill you have, even till today, we have technology. We say we we can do everything now. Things changing. Whatever you learned yesterday is old today. So you have a new skills need to be learned every day. Also, interestingly, you learn from people, the like young people like you, young generation, like Gen Zs, or they come with a different perspective we don't think. I think that's a huge value. I tell my teams and everybody, innovate. Constant innovation is required to be successful. It's not about your job. It's not 8 to 5. It's what you can leave an idea on the table. The day is your day. Because what you look at in management or leadership is, I'm looking for more leaders than anything else. Because these creators are important. You create. You have to be creative. Um, Now AI replaces all these administrative tasks and things, which I know it's going to impact for people. I think the generation change, this change in technology is going to impact some people, sadly, but it's going to empower some people. But which side you are in? You want to innovate or you want to be user? Unfortunately, more on the user side than innovators.
Hmm.
But things are changing. I think creativity is there in everyone. I don't think so. They see it. They surface with distraction. I think every human being has the same IQ, same creativity. I don't see that was an issue. I think we don't apply it. We don't. We don't really apply to it.
Hmm.
Some people do. Some people don't. I think it's how you're grown up, environment, society. This influences your progression.
For sure, for sure. And that's something as entrepreneurs that we see as well, is there's a big difference between thinking about doing something and actually taking the action to do it. It's like
Yeah.
it's the same thing with technology, whatever it may be. If you think it's like, oh, I'm going to learn about AI, you don't actually do anything to learn about AI, you're just going to get left
You will
behind.
keep on learning. You're never going to get there anywhere.
Hmm.
Man,
Right.
I always tell people, I need to get training. I need to do this. What are you going to do with it after training?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, education is used to be needed. I think you need to educate every day, no matter what. You don't need a books or curriculum to educate.
Mm-hmm.
What you need is the business case. Okay, this is a problem I'm solving. How do I educate to solve this problem? Is the key to the your success. You take a problem, solve it, and also it's your discipline. I think one of the things missing is most of the talent people are doesn't really shine because of their indiscipline. They are talented. It hurts when I say this guy is talented. Why didn't you do it? I think it comes from the discipline too. You have to be disciplined yourself. If not, learn to be disciplined. Nothing is impossible. It
Yeah.
just makes that clock, right? Everything is possible. Just need to get out of the bed and do the clock it, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll do it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and I think that's one of my favorite quotes. Is I come from a background as a basketball player, a
Yeah.
famous basketball player, Kevin Durant. He said, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." So it's like you
Yeah.
really just have to have the discipline. You
Period.
got to have the work
Yeah.
ethic.
Talent. See, talent is measured in what direction? It depends on every person. But I would measure discipline.
Mm-hmm.
That's will the success. I think a disciplined person can learn the talent. A talent cannot learn that. It is hard to learn a discipline. It's
Mm-hmm.
harder. I know I'm not saying it is unachievable, but it is hard for talent because they get comes. I don't know. It's just I'm not a psychologist, but I think it's a you got to have. I think the people with the talent and discipline will conquer the world. I think those are the two characteristics, which also a lot of other leadership skill, empathy, and try to help others. A lot of these dynamics will help. You will grow as you growing. I think it's stepping stone. As I have grown from a starting company to now here, but every company teaches me something. How do I bring the team together? How do you value together? It doesn't matter they're good or bad. Good or bad is a parameters of how you weigh in people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can change people. You can influence people. You can motivate them. You can empower them. All these things can be possible if you bring that culture into it. I think that's what we talk about in our companies. The culture is how do you help others to raise? I think with the leadership quality is not your work. How do you can take care of somebody who is struggling? I
Most
think that's
definitely.
a yeah, because end of the day they come out of this stress and they create some unthinkable creativity which we have not seen it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It'll come out. It'll come out because they are stressed with all this unwanted stuff. Their creativity suppresses down and they won't come out, they won't say anything. So because they're struggling with other unwanted things, as a team you build that and pat them, okay, we'll take care of you, you're good, then they will free up, then they will come out of creativity. It helps you indirectly actually. It pays back. So life is a circle, it comes back to you no
Yeah,
matter what.
it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah, it'll come back. It'll come back.
And
I don't give it the time, but it'll come back.
yeah, and Madhu, with all the experiences you have, the lessons you've learned, you're on your fifth company now as a founder. What do you think is the biggest misconception about entrepreneurship?
I think it's a skill God given to some. Thank God I'm lucky to have that. It can be learned. It is hard to um, penetrate through because I always see ownership is if nobody's there, you clean the floor. You pick up the shit, right? Pretty much everything is in your hands. Um, I think that's that's a fundamental. You need to have a discipline at the beginning that this is me. I have to run. I have to have that freedom and bring people along with you. I think um, it's nothing about only me. It's about team and it's about people because the legacy of any entrepreneurship lasts. It is. I always tell people, even though I retire, this should continue. The journey should go. These companies continue to progress. If we don't set that up, that mentality upfront, if we don't communicate that with the team, I think it's just harder to do that later because you're creating a trust and comfort at the early stage. And I think that sets more for the people to take over, and you're unknowingly creating a culture within the organization. I think this is very important as being an entrepreneur. Um, some people it's natural. Lucky I have a natural. It came to me. I hated my education. I'm not academic guy, but I could able to complete my engineering and MBA. My dad pushed me to, you need to do it. You're not, because Indians are very academic. Um, so I always said like, why? I hate these subjects. Why I want to study this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do it. I think what I've learned in college is social circles. Like, how do you handle people? How do you manage your people? How do you accustom with good people, bad people? I think that nobody talks about it. I think school is all about education, grades. I think the untold skill set is how do you move along with the people you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder because especially people get disconnected on little things. I think it's harder to be together when you don't like each other. I think that's the skill set you learn in the early days of schooling.
Yeah.
Because
The
you,
intangibles.
yeah, it's a harder. It is very harder. When you go into organization, you get into this. You maybe run into the same scenarios as a management, leadership, your employees. How do you handle that? If you had that experience before, you do it. I mean, I had my own life experiences, kind of playback book. I apply. So shit, I have this experience. I have to be careful when I'm dealing with this. So I back off, give somebody else, pat it, you handle it.
Yeah.
So I stay away from the drama, not to be involved, because it's not your skill set. We get carried away. I always tell people businesses don't have emotions. Business numbers game. So when you're handling humans, you are emotionally drawn into it because their lives are dependent upon the job they are working on, right? They are emotionally drawn into the business. As a leadership, you need to separate that. I think you can't operate that emotional game of business. It's harder. I think entrepreneur is the basic skill set you got to disengage with emotionally. You got to be real to the core of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And how much you love the business, it's not an emotional business. It's all about number game, all about profits and losses. It's all about success. It's all about, keeping everybody out above float, right? Everybody, you got to make sure everybody's making money.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, it's simple. It's not complicated, but you got to be honest to that. You got to be very honest. Otherwise, why the business exists? If we are not a nonprofit, that's a different ball game. I don't want to even go there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
even
sense.
that is being robbed nowadays. So
Yeah. And Madhu, we've talked a lot about your past experiences, the lessons you've learned. Looking ahead, what's the goals for Unnanu at the minute? What's kind of the vision? What's on the horizon for you?
So we are growing team. We have 35 members team in US and India. We have a big team in India, tech team. We are expanding, growing very fast. So we are at the fundraising right now. We are in fundraising stage. What we lack, me and my co-founder both has tech background. He comes with operational background. I come from finance and operational background as well with the tech combination skill. What we're missing is the funding. Somebody has done the funding. I just came out of the conference here, talked to a lot of investors. The vision we have for Unnanu is huge, humongous. We have one competitor in the planet, which we are hitting. Algolia is the competitor we are hitting. If you are going enterprise search space, that large bucket, you need a muscle of investment. I think I'm sitting in Austin educating people. What is this? I know I've started with people has this blindfold. We solve the ATS problem. They say, oh, this is a hiring platform. It's like, no, you didn't even understood what we do. So there is people come to predetermine solution. Okay, this company is this. No, they have no depth of it. That's where the education problem is there. Our goal is to go really big. I gave it 2 years ago when I had a call with the Silicon Hills News. My goal is to build $1 billion business in search technology in Austin. There is no search technology in Austin. That's my goal because I've been living here 26 years, ran multiple companies. I think my life journey ends right there. Build the business, let it run, I'll exit. So
I
that's
love
a
the
plan.
vision.
12 months, we want to be profitable. That's the goal. Depends on how quickly we raise the money and hire more people and um, get the customers. And we have pilot customers right now. So that's in the
Awesome.
cards.
Awesome. No, I love the vision. I love the mindset. I love what you guys are building. And more importantly, I appreciate you and love that you took the time to speak with me and the audience today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Oliver. Good luck. I think you're doing a great service to the community and informing because we all come with similar experiences. And I think that a lot of people love to hear what they can become, right? I think the education system has to change. There a lot of needs to be changed the way the things are going with AI. So
Most definitely.
I hope your podcasts are more educational for a lot of people.
For sure. No, they are. That was the aim, and I think we hit the nail on the head today, so I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's, yeah, yeah.
And for everybody listening, I'll be sure to tag Madhu's LinkedIn and Unnanu's website down in the description. But Madhu, is there anywhere else people should go look for you on?
LinkedIn. I'm
LinkedIn?
in the public space. I'm website. I'm in the LinkedIn. Pretty much active. I don't want. I'm not a social media much, but one platform is more than enough. The rest of them,
Yeah.
I give it to my team to handle if they want to go in other platforms. But we are old school. Stay tuned. I used to be at the Facebook, not, but LinkedIn is good enough.
Yeah. Then LinkedIn will be what's linked down in the description. I'll tag the website down. Everybody can go check them out. But Madhu, one last time, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day, Oliver.
It's been a pleasure.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.